Wajuni, Subsital.
Serpina. Vene Wograpidowix. You know what? Barbahoy. Juanita. Pomadoy.
Quexi, Darzidoba.
Sul, hello, and Labas. Here we are starting out actually with Gry and Earnan because it is the twins' toddler birthday today. So we're going to begin with them and see how they go with their birthdays. Earnan's currently eating, and I guess the horse is just checking, making sure everything's going okay while Gry gets that cake going. But yeah, here they are. Can you believe it's been so long? I was looking at the calendar and, oh, Adam's awake and angry, I see. But yeah, I was looking at the calendar and it's been like 3 years since since Gry was kidnapped. And that's pretty wild that it's been that long, you know? Also noticed Adam keeps using his diaper. Buddy. As for you, go ahead and leave that horsey alone if you don't mind, and go ahead and put some birthday candles on there. Are you trying to go to sleep? Oh. Please don't, though, Eleanor. Could you please have a little bottle instead? And maybe you can go ahead and bounce him or put him back down. I guess that's one solution. Oh my goodness. It's been a hot minute since we've had to play with infants in this. And especially twin infants. And they're hard. They're really hard. Does she need her diaper changed? No, I don't think so. Then after you've fed her, do you mind terribly helping her to blow out the candles before she falls asleep? Because we're only going to be here for a minute and then we'll go back to the main family, but we'll be back here soon with these guys. Oh, there she goes, little Eleanor, and we missed it. She's inquisitive. She's gonna be a smart gal. Let's go ahead and put some birthday candles up on there. She does seem pretty... Oh, she's a wanderer. Guess she's kind of like her mom like that. Her mom's kind of a wanderer. Eleanor, where are you going there? Oh, a big pile of poopies right there. Why don't you babble at this horsey for a moment while we're waiting? That's all we can do. Just babbling. Fair enough, fair enough. Who's calling him? His mom? Sure, you can hang out with somebody. That's fine. Okay, Adam. And you're gonna be the next one up. Oh. Wee. Earnan looks as proud as if they're his own children, even though they're not. Independent. Wow, these two came out with really good traits. We got lucky with that. Oh, Earnan. We're gonna have to change that cringe trait. I don't think it's very time period appropriate. So what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and edit them first, and then we will roll for them. We'll look away from that little pile of duty, but here he is. Here's the little buddy. So normally the numbers 4, 8, 12, or 16 would be dangerous for them, but I feel like since they're still in this magically protected place, they're a little bit more protected. So I'm going to take off the number 12, so it's only 4, 8, and 16 that could get these guys. So let's see for Adam what his destiny is. First one doesn't count. And Adam is totally fine. And what about Eleanor? Eleanor is totally fine as well. They didn't even need those numbers taken off in the end, but you know, maybe it helps. Maybe every little helps. So that about does it for these guys here at this point in time. However, we will be back for them, and for now, Earnan has got a task he has to do, and before he leaves, he might just go ahead and go over to Gree and maybe embrace her. Because remember, they've been here together now for 3 years. They've been here together for quite a long time. So it's interesting to wonder what their relationship is like, but yeah, I think he's gonna give her a kiss because he has a task to do. And if anybody else has noticed, I just cannot figure out these controls today. I don't know what my deal is, but if anybody else has noticed, he's thinking about wedding rings, so it should be interesting to see how that goes. But yep, he's giving her a quick little smooch, and then he's going to be off on his way. Oh, he wants to hold hands and ask her to be his partner. Poor kiddo. Go ahead and go to... Oh, Eleanor and Adam have a difficult family dynamic. I wonder what she did. I'm sure she did something. But yeah, Earnan is jumped on his horse and he's riding off to go take care of a task that he has to deal with. He might not be that happy about having to deal with it, but he knows it's his duty. And so he's going to go take care of that while Gree and the children stay behind where he knows they're safe. And we'll return to more about that story later. All right, after a little bit of an issue with an outfit, we are back here with the Payne family loaded back in, and it is the first time that I've had one of the new and exciting bugs and glitches that have come from the new pack, including the moodlet one, because when I first loaded in, I saw that Evan Bengtson had passed away, and he is their grandparent because, well, he's Dovile and Idis's grandfather, and so they had the mourning from the loss of a grandparent. Huxley always has moodlets. And it was the first time, basically, that I've seen that bug where when you load into the game, there suddenly are no more moodlets anymore. So it's weird and interesting and bizarre, and I hope that they fix the game soon. Luckily for me, I don't have the purchase packs icon, so at least there's that going for me, but things have gotten a little glitchy. Yeah, buddy, you can like the loot. Didn't you want to be musical? Oh, no, you didn't. Well, here we are with these guys, and I go hang out at the local tavern, my dude. Okay, so today is Midsummer's festival, and I think these guys are just going to, you know, chat a bit. They have a few goals. They're going to just chat a bit. They have a few goals. Oh, duh, of course she can't give it. Oh, another new bug for me because she's been painting, so she's got the paintings in her inventory. How exciting. Yeah, I don't think it's Oh, you've got it too? I bet he's got something in his inventory that he's not supposed to have. Well, you know what? It's fine. They don't have to give gifts. That's okay. I don't care. It would be nice if the game worked as intended, but I mean, at least they can interact with each other and eat food, so it's not that big of a deal. But I did want to bring up that for Midsummer's festival, there are some interesting traditions that are historically located. Midsummer Festival's toast, you're a bit young, but okay. Festivities included for this holiday, things like dancing and singing, drinking, as we're doing now, and cleaning house, lighting bonfires, and collecting flowers. So that's why they went out and they've collected some flowers today. But bonfires are lit on Midsummer, and the idea is that you should be really loud and make a lot of noise because it drives away evil spirits. So a lot of merriment is traced back to that idea for the specific holiday. And it's interesting because there's also a connection to the idea of fertility, and so love spells are often cast at Midsummer. And an example of one of those could be something like placing 7 flowers underneath your pillow on Midsummer's Eve to, summon the dream of what your future partner might look like. Or you could look into a well at midnight and possibly see the face of one's future bride or groom. So we might go and do that with Dovile later. I mean, go to the well, not necessarily go try to figure out who our one true love is. I mean, we can try, but I don't know that we'll be able to do much about it. So, do you want to talk to this guy, Itis? You seem like a friendly sort, and your sister has to go use the restroom. So yeah, we're just hanging out at the peasant meeting spot to do drinking and merriment and other such things. Seems like everything was going fine until we went to a public place. But what can you do? That's just the way things go sometimes. Why don't you go and order some food? You seem pretty hungry. Yes, so I did want to bring up while these guys are here and new townies are getting generated with their bad outfits, some of the historical stuff that's going on in 1319. It's not just, one thing or another thing. There's quite a few different things going on. Instead of getting chips, why don't you get real food, my friend? Why don't you go ahead and order a happy hour drink, Huxley? You deserve it. So during this time, there's a lot of fighting going on with Scotland during the Scottish Wars of Independence. And during this war, Berwick-on-Tweed is a really important location. It passes back and forth between English and Scottish hands quite a few different times. And at this point in time, in 1319, it is in the hands of the Scottish. It is a pretty important location for the campaigns against Scotland, and Edward was aware of this. However, things don't go smoothly as he's trying to regain control of this location. So, in June of 1318, Edward summoned Earl of Lancaster, his cousin, and many others to march against the Scots and retake this location. However, at that point in time, the two of them were busy feuding, and the campaign was postponed until 1319. That gave Robert Bruce time to fortify the town, which would make it even harder for the English to retake. By November of 1318, Edward and Lancaster had come to terms with each other, so once again, Edward summons his men. However, in May of 1319, he had the men sort of ready to go, but he decided to postpone it until July for some reason, even though this location was so important that it was one of the things that helped bring Edward and Lancaster sort of to a place where they could work together. So they know it's super important to the point that they know that everyone has to sort of like get along to be able to retake it. And yet still, Edward's sort of like pushing off, messing around with it. There we go. Nice job. Nice job. We'll get some of these things done. Maybe not everything. So when they do take off for overtaking the city, Edward had 14,000 men, but unfortunately was poorly organized and didn't even plan for siege weapons. So he got close and then had to send off for siege weapons because he didn't have anything to help him retake the town except for the men. During this time, a counterattack was launched against the king that targeted his wife Isabella, who then had to go on the run from Black Douglas. So Black Douglas came after her with the goal of taking her in order to be able to hold her for ransom. And Isabella had to flee. Now, this is the second time Isabella's had to flee from someplace due to Edward's poor campaigning, by the way, if you don't remember. At this time, rumors start spreading that Lancaster gave up her location and betrayed the king, even though she was his niece, in exchange for 40,000 pounds. This upsets Lancaster, who then says that Hugh Despenser was the one who was the betrayer. It wasn't him. And he says this because Hugh had been rising in popularity slowly and surely, And Hugh Despenser the Younger is eventually going to take over Gaveston's place as Edward's new favorite. This is starting to happen. Edward promised to make Despenser the keeper of the castle once Berwick fell, which probably didn't help the situation because by that point, Lancaster and Despenser both really, really were frustrated with each other, let's just say. And although relations between Lancaster and Edward had seemed pretty okay going into the siege of Berwick, Edward ended up saying publicly, "When this wretched business is over, we will turn our hands to other matters, for I have not forgotten the wrong that was done to my brother Piers." And this is very clearly aimed at Lancaster. It's very clearly a threat. And so we know at this point that Edward II has plans on his mind to essentially get payback for what was done to Piers, which Lancaster was a part of. So the tension is ratcheting up between Edward and Lancaster at this point, and it's a little bit worrisome. So yeah, we're back at the main holding, and we are going to miss midnight with Deauville just by a smidge, but 2 eggs, pretty handy. But, you know, sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes we don't quite make it in time to go and look into, actually maybe we will, we'll see. It's 11:38 in game. We'll see if we can get Deauville to look into the well at midnight, and maybe she'll see the face of her future bride or groom. So Deauville has snuck off to the town center to find the well, the only well we have, and in keeping with the Midsummer traditions of the medieval period, she's going to look into the well around midnight, almost exactly at midnight, and see if she can see the face of her future partner. I mean, honestly, she looks pretty thrilled, even though I keep missing her. Uh-oh. That doesn't look like it worked. No romance for her for a while. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, only for 4 hours? That's not even a bad consequence. Okay, let's go home, Deauville, and then get you to bed and everything, okay? All right, we are back with the Payne family, and it's the next day for me because the game was working a little bit glitchy, so I needed to take a step back and sort of like, you know, give myself some time off. But we're here, and everyone's doing pretty okay. It's very early in the morning, and we do have some plans today. So we are going to, I guess we don't have that much. Oops, not that. So sorry, Huxley. Huxley, you are a pretty good chef, I believe. Why don't you make a chicken pie for us, my friend? And Deauville is just off doing some laundry. She's done another painting. I don't know. Oh, I guess it says that it's excellent, but I'm not sure it really is. You know? She's working on her aspiration just piece by piece. And we've got some places to go today, so Huxley's going to put his best foot forward and go ahead and make us a pie. Deauville's working on the laundry, and Idis, you are going to be in charge of hanging out with our dear friend Daisy. Idis is so pretty. I cannot wait to see what she looks like as a teenager. Idis is another one that I feel like I have a pretty clear sense of where she's going and who she's going to be, but I guess that depends on what trait she randomly gets, because right now she's gloomy, but it'll be interesting to see how she ages up. Deauville's also really pretty. I can't wait to see who she ends up sort of having a relationship with. And I'm really frustrated because this Become Friends with Huxley has been here for a million years, and she is friends with Huxley, and I don't know what the game wants me to do about it. Esmond's just out here, you know, being the heir. I think he's starting to accept that that's his destiny now. I just don't think he's that excited about it. I don't think that was really his plan for himself. And our garden's going along just fine. Okay, apples, carrots. Man, these things are expensive, aren't they? Oh, yikes. I don't know that I want to spend that much on anything. Oh, we've got some bugs. I'm glad I was this close, otherwise I'd have missed it. Now, Huxley, what I actually want you to do instead of cross-stitching is make some pudding, but I realize I just forgot to get anything. Guess you can, if you just get some eggs. Or some milk. Ida, dear, do you mind giving Huxley those milks? And Huxley, can you please make hasty pudding? Dang, she is a good painter. Out of nowhere. Like, what is her painting? Oh, I guess she is already level 5. Oh, Adewolf. Sorry. Then we'll put this in your inventory, Esmond. And pretty soon we'll be able to head on out. Man, these plants are all just wanting to evolve. They're doing really well. Considering we really just planted them, but I guess it is almost our harvest time. Oh, they're sweet together. I think they really... Oh yeah, they just got a sentiment. Flick nose. I think that's pretty funny. Hee hee. She took it well. Okay. How's that going, Huxley? Are you almost finished? Because we're just waiting on you at this point. There we go. Okay. And then let us head out to see if we can finally meet Heidi's family, because that's our plan now. So we're just gonna pop on over with our family. Yep, our family. Gree can't come with us, unfortunately. She's still very far away. And we're gonna go see if we can meet Heidi's dad, because Esmond is up for marriage in 1320, if I'm not mistaken. So it's coming up for that time, you know? So yeah, it's coming up for that time for Huxley, for Esmond to get married. So we might just go ahead and get to know this family and see who all is living here. Dovile, you don't have any friends. Do you want to go ahead and start saying hi to people? What? Briar is an elder. Dunbar. But... What the heck? Briar Dunbar? As in... What is going on? Briar, you jerk. What the heck? Briar was a brewer. She'd just married into a lower noble family, and yet now her son is a lesser noble, and now she's here living with the serf family, apparently married to them, apparently a part of this family that Esmond is soulmates with. Oh my goodness, Briar, are you just trying to ruin everything for us? Is that it? Are you just trying to ruin everything? Oh my gosh, what a jerk. What a jerk. That means that, first of all, that's confused. That's... Ugh. Okay, that's problematic for a number of reasons, because then, are these guys still serfs? Or, you can show off your muscles or whatever, buddy. So are these guys still serfs then? Or are they now freed people? I don't think they would get bumped up to, like, nobility just because Briar married them. So this is Heidi's father. We're over here trying to get to know him, but I don't know what that means if Briar is now his wife, because then are these people serfs or are they freed people? And also then that means that Briar, our mortal enemy, is now going to be part of our family if we marry Heidi. She's going to be part of our family. She's tormented us. Why don't you compliment his outfit? I don't know, that seems nice. And don't argue with him. You can tell him that you're overly considerate. Tell a dramatic story, maybe. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Dovile, do you want to just go around? Oh, you already met him? Great. Do you want to meet Mathilde? Mathilde? And you can meet Federico. Itis! No! That's very embarrassing. Can you please punish her and give her a timeout, my friend? How's it going over here? Are we getting along, or are we not getting along? Oh man, this is a real twist. This whole, she's out here yelling at people too. I saw you, dude. Yeah, I don't know why she did this. I'm not sure why she decided that she was going to just mess up our lives like this. Do you think she did this on purpose? Do you think she was like, you know what is really great is that Esmond is now the heir, and he also is really interested in this Heidi girl. So let me just marry into this family so that I can cause chaos. Is that what she was thinking and doing? Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's very frustrating. Itis, I don't want to hear it from you. You made a mess in somebody else's house. Yeah. Oh gosh. I don't want Briar to be part of our family. I really don't. Also, where did Quinn go? The father. Hello? Now, Esmond, do you mind terribly, since Briar's just walking past? Can you go pickpocket her? Thank you. Were you successful at pickpocketing? Oh no. I don't think you even tried. She's stolen from us so many times, she really has it coming. Did you do it yet? Okay, try again. Nice. Well, I think that we might be about ready to get out of here because it's a bit laggy. Also, it's already 5 o'clock. Man, this day is going so crazy. So yeah, that's the update. He is kind of getting along with her father, so it could be that he would be open to them getting married. And that's great. But then Briar would suddenly become part of our family. And that's not as great. Okay, Dovile, let's get out of here. Let's all get out of here. And actually, Dovile, I'm just curious about what your type is, so excuse me for a moment. She thinks Charles is attractive. She thinks Gregory is basic looking. And she thinks that Federico is basic looking. So she's leaning more towards a guy like Charles currently. And I don't think she knows too many other people that are teenagers that she could compare them to. Meanwhile, in Glimmerbrook, Gree is out here just playing with her kids, hanging out with them, making sure that they're doing okay, raising them. And Earnan, before he left, told her that she should not wait any longer than 2 days, 2 sim days for him to return, which would be about 6 months. And if he's not back within that time, that she needs to go to the king and she needs to try and establish a life for herself there so that she'll be safe, because this place can only protect them for so long. And so she knows that within the next sim day or so, she's going to have to either hear from Earnan and see him or take off with her children in tow. And so Gree is kind of just, waiting on the word from Earnan to figure out what it is she's meant to do, taking care of her kids and kind of just trying to stay under the radar, knowing that the situation's a little bit tense right now. Oh my goodness, it's so tense that there's horse poop inside. And she's kind of just sitting here contemplating life, thinking about what could happen, thinking about what her future might hold, wondering if Earnan will come back, wondering if she has to go and see the king, what that would look like, if he would even want to help her, why she should go there instead of going to her family, when she notices through the door that someone seems to be around. And by the way, doesn't Eleanor just look exactly like Grid did when she was a baby? And she notices this guy at the door and then hears a knock, even though Eleanor's trying to get attention. And he comes in and he says he's been sent by the king. He is a knight and he's been sent by the king. And the king is demanding that Grid and his children come to Windenburg, where he has arranged for her to have a better life, free from the risk of being punished by Lancaster, and that it's been enough time and it's time for her to come back to the life that she has had arranged. And Grid is saying she doesn't really want to leave. She's waiting on someone to return so that she can find out what is going on with a different situation. But this knight is saying the king's not really asking. It's really more of a requirement. So I'm here for you. You need to pack your belongings and we're heading for Windenburg at first light. Grid asks this guy, since he knows how to read and write and she doesn't, to please write a note and leave it for Earnan so that when he comes back, he'll know where they're going. And this knight agrees and says, for sure, I will go ahead and write that note for you. Now pack up your belongings and get a good rest because you and your children are coming with me in the morning for your new life in Windenburg. And I think that's about where we're going to leave it because it's already 11:20 p.m. This day was a little bit challenging to record. And I guess we'll have to wait until 13:20 to find out what else is going on with all of that. But thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this part and I'll see you in 13:20. Bye bye everyone.